Well, hello there. Today we have the Dracolisk. Now, this miniature I've been looking everywhere for because it seems to have gone OOP, out of production, on the actual Reaper websites. Now, I've been trying to get hold of this miniature from one of my patrons, Cole Sweeten. So, Cole Sweeten, I do apologise for the delay in your miniature, but I have managed to acquire you a metal version as asked for of the Dracolisk. So this is for you, my friend. So today we are going to be painting this miniature. This is the metal version of the Dracolisk. You can get it in bones, in the bones material as well as, but of course the metal is always going to be better in my book. It's an absolutely beautiful miniature. It has 6 legs, or you could say 6 arms, depending. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put some undercoat on this miniature, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've added some solid black to the base, and with the sand looking absolutely fab. Nice simple dungeon type base. We've also got some wood stain brown over the whole of the miniature. I went for 2 coats of wood stain brown on this bad boy. It looks absolutely awesome. Now what I'm going to use to start highlighting this dragon, a very simple paint of course, is we are using some driftwood brown and some dragon white as well. So we're going to start dry brushing that directly onto the wings, and we'll start doing that right now. Very simple. We'll just go straight over to the highest areas. And start pulling that paint down over the wings. This will bring out all the details. Now on the scales, we go up the scales, and this will keep the paint onto the scales. Let me see if I can get a better shot there. There we go. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding a little bit of the dragon white onto the, mix it in with the brown, and of course the bottom of the wings, as always, we'll keep that in a nice dark shade, so we don't need to do anything there. Just taking a little bit of paint off, and again going over all the lovely scales. And we just repeat the process. Absolutely fab. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of dragon white to the mix with a little bit of dragon white and a little bit of our driftwood brown together. Just going over the highest areas. There we are. I'm just going to add a little bit more white now. So for the final highlight, this just almost 75% white mixed in with that brown. It's just for the final light shade, taking most of the paint off the brush there and going on the highest areas to give us the lightest effect. On the back there, on the highest scales going around. That's nice, very nice. So you've got like a free tone going down on the wings. That looks beautiful, I like that. I was going to add an ink wash to this, but I don't think we actually need it. It looks very nice. We'll see. No, I do like this. That's nice. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just let that dry off a little bit now. Yes, that's very nice. And we'll come back and we'll get those teeth done and the eyes. For the teeth, I am just using the Dragon White because we can go over that with a nice ink wash. I'm using a very fine brush. This is a 20 brush by Reaper Miniatures, and all we do is we go over all the teeth. Just pick out each individual teeth there with the white. Yeah, nice. And we'll do the eye while we're here. Let's get some white on that eye there. Don't worry if you make little mistakes like that. We'll be going over around the socket with a black, so we can cover up any mistakes we make with our teeth and our eyes. And we'll do the other side. Let's get this in focus. There you go. Now, in other news, while we're doing these little delicate things, I am working again back on my Star Wars channel. Now, what it is, I've got a separate YouTube channel which is dedicated to painting Star Wars miniatures and also collecting vintage Star Wars miniatures. So if you've ever been interested in Star Wars, or you love the Star Wars painted miniatures, there is a link below to my YouTube channel. That's to do with all the things Star Wars, but only the vintage Star Wars. I don't like the new toys. I like the old collectible vintage from 1983 to 1986. But I'm also doing Legion paints there, and I'm also doing Imperial Assault paints there as well. So if you love Star Wars, you might want to check out that channel. It's a very, very small channel, and it's just my personal little Star Wars heaven. Okay, this looks absolutely gorgeous now. What we'll do is the claws and these little hooks there, I'm going to paint those in solid black. So we'll do that now while the teeth are drying. So we've got some solid black. Give it a little mix on my mixer. There we go. And we'll get a larger brush. We'll move up to the Army Painter Insane Detail brusher, and that's perfect for doing these little feet. Very simple. Bum bum bum. I like doing dragon claws in black. I like doing the bone colours as well, but a black is a very simple, easy way to paint your claws on your dragons, and it still looks very, very effective, and it looks very nice once they're all done. Okay, I need to pick you up a little bit. We're just adding a little bit of paint to those claws. Okay, and a little bit down here, a little bit down there, a little bit just there, and on the other feet. Remember, we got 6 feet, so we're looking for six sets of claws. There we are, absolutely awesome. Okay, while we're here, we might as well get that eye done. So what I'm going to do with the eye is I'm going around the eye with black. So let's get a bit closer. I'll get some more focus so you can see what I'm going to do. Let's get nice and close. There you go. Now, going back to that very small fine brush by Reaper Miniatures, look how tiny that is. It's a beautiful, beautiful brush for doing eyes. Now, to begin with, we are going around the eye. We want it nice and dark around the eye. And you can see I made a little mistake there earlier, so we can really cover that up by just going around the eye. There you go. And then just to give it like a snake eye effect, from the top of the eye to the bottom, we just go straight down a little line. There you go, like so. And the eye is done. Absolutely beautiful. And we'll do the same on the other side. Don't overload your brush. And just below the eye, we just add in a little bit of black. And then a little line there. And that one's done as well. Beautiful. Fast and simple. Okay, let's get some focus back. There you go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we'll dry brush the base grey. Now for the base, all I'm doing is I'm using up, so I don't waste any of my paints, is I'm using up the rest of the white and the black that I had doing the claws and the teeth. So we're just mixing that together to give us a nice grey. So very, very simple. So black and white makes grey, and there we go. And just going over the top of all those little stones brings out all the goodness. Yeah. Fab. Nice and even. Just go around a few times to give an even dry brush over all the rocks. Very, very simple. And for the last part, I'm just adding a little bit more white, just white to the grey, and we'll just go over with a top highlight on top of the rocks there. So we've got a three-tone black, dark grey, and a light grey, just to bring out the extras. There we are. Absolutely awesome. Now, rim of the base, we'll be painting that in black, so we can get that done while we're here. Again, got some of our solid black, and I paint my base on a 45-degree angle and just go around super fast. And if you paint downwards, you won't get any paint on your base. And this works with all your miniatures, so you just go straight round. There we are. Right, all I want to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of ink wash. To the teeth to darken those teeth off. And we're going to add a tiny bit of gloss varnish to the eye. And that will be my finished paint. So what I'll do is I will do that and give you a little 360, and I'll see you in the next video.